Welcome back to the second chapter of our journey toward true achievement. If you are joining us for the first time, I strongly encourage you to pause and watch part 1 first, where we dismantle the illusions of meaning and excuses that hold us back. You can find the link in the description or the first comment. In the first part, we laid the foundation. Today, we go deeper. We move from theory to trajectory. We often confuse being busy with being effective, and we mistake movement for progress. But today, we break that cycle. We are here to refine your path, protect your energy, and master the art of the executive mindset. Let us continue our transformation, starting with one vital distinction: the difference between mere motion and a true trajectory toward success. We must also learn to distinguish between mere motion and true trajectory. Do not confuse movement with progress. How many times have you felt occupied throughout the entire day, only to realize at the end of it that you have accomplished nothing of substance? This is a fundamental distinction we must make. We must differentiate between two states that appear similar on the surface, but are vastly different. In nature, being busy and being effective, the busy person works without ceasing. They reply to messages, they jot down ideas, they jump between tasks, but they move without a clear compass. The effective person, however, knows exactly what the purpose of every action is and what the priority of the moment demands. Imagine two people in a race. One runs at full speed but in the wrong direction. The other walks with steady, measured steps toward the finish line. Who is truly progressing? We must learn to evaluate our days by the impact we have made, not by the sheer volume of tasks we have crossed off. Achievement is not measured by quantity, but by intention and result. We must utilize practical tools, such as identifying the single most important task of the day. We must ask ourselves constantly if what we are doing right now is bringing us closer to our goal. The core message is to move with intelligence, not just with intensity. Furthermore, do not become a slave to your routine. We must uncover a trap that many ambitious people fall into. The system they created to ensure success can transform into a chain that suffocates them. A system is vital, but it is not sacred. Routine is not an end in itself, it is a means. Sometimes we cling to habits or steps that no longer serve us, simply because we are accustomed to them. We repeat them every day without asking if they still help us advance, or if they have become empty rituals. We are encouraged to review our routines periodically and modify them if necessary, even if they were successful in the past. Life changes, and you change, and nothing remains valid forever. A good routine must be flexible, renewable, and built on awareness, not just on blind repetition. Along with flexibility, we must grant ourselves the permission to begin again. Give yourself the right to restart. How often have you felt that you wasted opportunities, or that it is too late to try again? We are offered a golden key here. Reboot whenever you need to, without shame. Achievement does not require a straight line. It is a series of new beginnings, attempts, and corrections. Failure is not an end. It is a sign that you are in the arena. We must embrace a crucial concept. You are not the accumulation of your past. You are what you choose to be right now. If you feel stuck or that you have strayed far from your true self, stop. Take a deep breath. Ask yourself what you want right now, what you can do, and what small beginning can return you to your path. It is like restarting a device when it freezes. All you need sometimes is a single click, a new decision, a fresh page. As you protect your momentum, you must also protect your energy. Guard your achievement from energy vampires. Everyone who seeks to achieve will encounter moments where their energy drains away without a clear reason. This is not always due to the work itself, but often due to the people around us. We must address a dangerous category of influence: the energy drainers. These are the people who complain perpetually, who discourage you under the guise of realism, who belittle your dreams or mock your ambition. They may not be evil people, but their presence in your orbit withdraws from your mental and emotional bank account. We are not told to cut them off entirely in every case, but to set clear boundaries. Say no when you feel a conversation is depleting you. Reduce your contact with those who do not support you, and draw closer to those who ignite your desire to progress. Your environment is not a minor detail, it is a strategic component of your achievement. In this quiet pursuit, remember that achievement is not measured by applause. This is a profound and poetic truth. We are placed before a pivotal question. Would you continue to strive if no one clapped for you? Many people tether their achievements to the gaze of others. This makes them prisoners of praise, slaves to the number of likes, awards, or compliments. But true achievement is that which satisfies your own soul, even if it remains unseen by the world. History is full of stories of those who worked in the shadows for years, receiving no appreciation until long after they were gone. Yet they did not stop, because they were not working for the audience. They were working for themselves and for the work itself. You are encouraged to ask yourself if you love what you do, even if it goes unnoticed. Do you need recognition? Or do you need honesty with yourself? When you answer correctly, achievement becomes an authentic habit, not an external performance. Do not surrender your life to chance. We must discuss one of the most destructive habits for any achiever: reliance on luck and passive waiting. How many people say they will start if they find the right opportunity? If they were in a different country, they would succeed? If they received funding, they would work miracles? We must gently but firmly tear these excuses apart. Opportunities do not come to those who wait. They come to those who work, even when the opportunity is not yet visible. Life is not a lottery game. Achievement is not about the environment or external support. It is about the steps you take despite the obstacles. We are called to be makers of luck, not recipients of it. Start where you are, with what you have, and move. Success is not a winning ticket. It is a habit, formed by your daily choices. You must also resist the urge for immediate satisfaction. Resist instant gratification. I want everything, and I want it now. This mindset destroys any project of worth. We must reveal a hidden enemy of success: the desire for immediate reward. You want to lose weight, so you turn to a quick crash diet that ruins your health. You want money, so you chase momentary profits without a strategy. You want to learn a skill, so you become frustrated if you do not master it in a week. True achievement is likened to a slow-cooked meal. It requires a low-fire patience and constant observation. One of the most important signs of maturity and achievement is the ability to postpone the pleasure of the moment and choose temporary discomfort for the sake of a lasting result. We must reprogram our minds to love patience and celebrate slow progress, for it is often the most stable kind. Do not compare your first step to someone else's finish line. In this deep reflection, we shine a light on the modern plague of comparison. You open social media and see who has traveled, who has built wealth, who has published a book, and who has become influential. You feel late, insignificant, and without value. But we must remember that you are seeing their final image, not their struggles. You do not see the beginnings they endured. Compare yourself only to yourself. Have you evolved from yesterday? Are you closer to your goal? Are you more aware? Negative comparison extinguishes your energy. Smart comparison is that which makes you compete with your own potential, triumphing over your old self. This liberates you from the pressure of rapid success and returns you to your own path with calm and reassurance. Once again, we iterate. Do not wait for inspiration. Create it. I need to feel enthusiastic first. My mood today does not help. I need inspiration. We repeat these phrases, but they are masks for procrastination. We must shatter this concept. Achievement does not need a feeling. It needs a commitment. True inspiration does not come before the work. It springs from within it. You start writing, and the flow comes. You start exercising, and the results motivate you. You start learning, and curiosity ignites. We must train ourselves in self-discipline, which is to work even when you are not in the mood, because you know that achievement is not a luxury, but a choice. Achievements become a pile of small steps that precede enthusiasm, not follow it. Understand the power of the decision in the moment. In the journey of achievement, we often fall into the trap of postponement. We delay small decisions until they pile up into a mountain of hesitation and anxiety. But what many do not realize is that decisive choices do not necessarily require long periods of thinking. They require the courage of the moment. One single moment of clarity can change your entire life. Imagine standing at a fork in the road. One path is familiar and comfortable, but leads nowhere new. The other is unknown and frightening, but holds the possibility of transformation. Most people stay on the first path simply because they do not have the habit of making the decision at the right time. The successful do not wait for perfect conditions. They manufacture their decision the moment they realize change is necessary. Decisions made quickly based on your values are not reckless. They are expressions of self-confidence and a bias toward action. Those who hesitate too long rarely achieve their projects in a real sense. A decision is not an end, but a beginning. When you say you will start now, you are not asking the world to guarantee success. You are committing to the attempt. Every time you make a small decision, to wake up early, to finish a delayed task, to apologize for a mistake, to write a paragraph, you are rewiring your brain to link choice with action, not with overthinking. Interestingly, the reverse is also true. Every time you delay a decision, you teach your brain the habit of fleeing from confrontation. The more you do this, the more achievement becomes a habit of thinking only, without application. Powerful momentary decisions can be simple. Turning off the phone to work, going for a walk despite laziness, stopping the complaint and starting the plan, saying no to what does not serve your vision. Do you need a long time to decide to start a new life? No. All you need is a moment of honesty, a moment where you face yourself and say that the time is now. Try this. Write down 3 simple decisions you have been delaying. Take 10 minutes and execute one immediately. The feeling you get will not just be the satisfaction of a task done, but an internal euphoria that tells you that you are in control of your life. This is not a call for haste, but a call to wake up. Life does not wait for the hesitant. We must adopt an executive mindset over a justifying mindset. We open a window onto the fundamental difference between those who truly achieve and those who live in a whirlpool of excuses. The successful do not live in the zone of I could not because, but in the world of I did even though. The difference is entirely in the mindset. The justifying mindset is that inner voice saying you didn't start the project because time didn't allow, or didn't learn the skill because the internet was slow. It claims circumstances are stronger than you. The executive mindset acknowledges the circumstances, but does not grant them the power to control. It asks what can be done right now, with what is currently possessed, to move one step closer to the goal. The justifying mind is clever at inventing arguments. The executive mind is simple and practical. It does not waste energy blaming the world. It spends it on advancing step by step. Write down your 3 most common excuses and place a small action under each that you can do today to prove that the excuse was never real. Remember, achievement does not mean perfection. One of the deepest concepts is that the pursuit of perfection can obstruct achievement itself. Many creators do not finish their work because they await the perfect version. But the irony is that true success comes from iteration and gradual improvement. The creator who finishes 10 average works will learn and evolve more than the creator who never finishes one work for fear of it not being perfect. Perfection is a mirage. The closer you get, the further it moves. Achievement is the real water that quenches the thirst of learning. Launch your project in its early stage. The mark, now the torch, is passed to you. You possess the map. The walking is yours to do. If this journey sparked a light within you, do not let it fade. Like this video to mark your commitment, and subscribe to Quiet Wealth to join a community that refuses to settle for mediocrity. We are on this path together, and I believe your greatest chapter is yet to be written. Until next time, keep moving, keep achieving, and never look back.